In this video, we'll explore the key teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda, which he shared throughout his life, from his various writings and discourses, which will ultimately guide you toward deeper inner peace and self-realization. Yogananda was one of the most influential spiritual figures of the 20th century. He brought ancient teachings of self-realization and yoga to the Western world. Best known for his book, Autobiography of a Yogi, Yogananda's wisdom goes beyond just one text. His spiritual lessons are spread across his teachings on Kriya Yoga, his lectures, and other works, including The Second Coming of Christ and The Divine Romance. Here are 15 of his key lessons explained. Lesson 1. The Power of SelfRealization. Central to Yogananda's teaching is the pursuit of self-realization, which is the understanding and direct experience of your true divine nature. He believed that the purpose of life is to awaken to this realization and understand that your soul is a reflection of the infinite divine spirit. In today's busy world, we often identify with the roles we play, whether it's as a professional, a parent, or a friend. But Yogananda teaches us that beneath these identities lies the eternal soul, untouched by external circumstances. When you start viewing yourself as more than just the body and mind, you free yourself from the limitations of the ego. To practice this, begin each day with a short meditation or reflective moment, reminding yourself that you are not just your body or your thoughts. Whenever you feel stressed, take a few deep breaths and inwardly affirm, "I am the soul, a reflection of divine spirit." This simple practice can help you cultivate inner peace and detach from the pressures of daily life. Lesson 2. Meditation as the path to God-realization. One of Yogananda's most influential teachings is the practice of meditation, specifically Kriya Yoga, as a direct path to experiencing God. He emphasized that regular meditation allows you to transcend the restless mind and experience deep inner stillness, where divine truth can be perceived. In our modern, fast-paced lives, we often overlook the importance of sitting in silence. But through meditation, we can tap into a reservoir of peace and connect with the divine within us. Yogananda taught that by withdrawing our attention from the outer world and turning it inward, we can achieve higher states of consciousness. Dedicate at least 10 to 15 minutes every morning or evening to a meditation practice. Focus on your breath or repeat a mantra such as Om or God is love, and try to quiet the mind. Over time, you'll notice that this practice brings a deep sense of calm and connection to something greater than yourself. Lesson 3. The importance of right attitude. Paramahansa Yogananda taught that your attitude toward life plays a significant role in shaping your reality. He believed that a positive attitude, grounded in faith and optimism, can transform even the most challenging situations into opportunities for spiritual growth. Conversely, a negative, fearful attitude can block your connection to divine guidance. In today's world, where we're bombarded with negativity, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or pessimistic. Yogananda's teachings remind us to shift our perspective and see everything as part of a divine plan. By cultivating gratitude and optimism, we align ourselves with higher spiritual vibrations. You can do this by starting a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. This simple practice can help rewire your brain to focus on the positive. Additionally, when you encounter challenges, consciously remind yourself that every obstacle is an opportunity for growth, and trust that you are being guided. Lesson 4. The law of karma and spiritual responsibility. Yogananda often spoke about the law of karma, which states that every action has an equal reaction. According to this universal law, our thoughts, words, and deeds create energy that affects our present and future experiences. Therefore, Yogananda emphasized the importance of living a life of conscious awareness and responsibility. In your daily life, it's easy to forget that your actions have ripple effects, not only for yourself but for others. By becoming more aware of your choices, you can actively shape your destiny in positive ways. Yogananda's teachings encourage us to take responsibility for our lives rather than blaming circumstances or other people. Therefore, next time before making a decision, whether small or significant, pause and reflect on the potential consequences of your actions. Ask yourself, does this action bring me closer to love, kindness, and truth? By becoming more mindful of your choices, you'll align with positive karmic outcomes and cultivate peace in your life. Lesson 5. Divine love as the ultimate reality. At the heart of Paramahansa Yogananda's teachings is the understanding that divine love is the essence of all existence. He taught that God is pure, unconditional love, and the more we open our hearts to this love, the more we experience joy, fulfillment, and oneness with the universe. In today's world, love is often conditional and transactional. Yogananda invites us to move beyond these limitations and cultivate a love that is all-encompassing and unconditional, love for ourselves, for others, and for the divine. By embracing divine love, we transcend egoic desires and experience a deep, unshakable connection to the world around us. You can practice this by sending love and blessings to yourself and others, especially to those who may have hurt or upset you. In moments of conflict, try to pause and ask, how can I respond with love? Over time, this practice will soften your heart and open you to the experience of divine love in all aspects of life. Lesson 6. The Power of Affirmations. Yogananda believed in the transformative power of affirmations. He taught that your thoughts and words have an energetic frequency that shapes your reality. Positive affirmations, when repeated with deep conviction, can rewire your subconscious mind and bring about spiritual, emotional, and physical healing. In the world today, we often unconsciously affirm negative beliefs about ourselves, our abilities, and our worth. Yogananda's teachings remind us that we can reclaim our power by consciously choosing affirmations that uplift and empower us. To apply this, write down positive affirmations that resonate with you, such as, I am healthy, whole, and full of divine energy, or I am loved and supported by the universe. Repeat these affirmations every morning and before going to bed. Over time, you'll notice a shift in your mindset and a deep sense of empowerment. Lesson 7. Finding God in nature. One of Yogananda's beautiful teachings is that nature is a reflection of the divine. He believed that by observing and communing with nature, we can connect more deeply with God and experience a sense of oneness with the universe. In today's urbanized world, many of us are disconnected from nature, but Yogananda's teachings encourages us to take time to appreciate the beauty and intelligence of the natural world. Whether it's a walk in the park, sitting by the ocean, or simply watching the sunset, nature can be a doorway to spiritual awakening. Set aside time to spend in nature regularly, even if it's just a short walk outside. As you do, practice mindfulness. Notice the sounds, sights, and sensations around you. Allow yourself to feel the presence of the divine in every leaf, breeze, and flower. This practice can bring a sense of peace, harmony, and deeper connection to the world around you. Lesson 8. The importance of service and compassion. Yogananda emphasized that true spirituality is not just about personal enlightenment, but also about serving others. He believed that acts of service, compassion, and kindness are expressions of divine love. By selflessly serving others, we uplift not only them, but also ourselves. In a world that often promotes individualism, Yogananda's teachings remind us of the importance of selflessness and compassion. When we serve others with love and humility, we align with our highest spiritual nature and contribute to the collective well-being of humanity. To practice this, look for small ways to serve others each day, whether it's through a kind word, a helping hand, or offering your time. Volunteer for a cause you believe in, or simply be there for a friend in need. Each act of kindness, no matter how small, is a step toward realizing your unity with all of creation. Lesson 9. Devotion and surrender to the divine. Paramahansa Yogananda stressed the importance of devotion in spiritual practice. He taught that true devotion is not about empty rituals or outward displays of faith, but an inner surrender to the divine. This devotion is a loving, personal relationship with God, where the soul longs to unite with the infinite. Yogananda emphasized that surrendering our ego and will to the higher power allows divine grace to guide and transform our lives. In our modern lives, surrendering can be difficult because we're often taught to be self-reliant and in control. But Yogananda's teachings remind us that when we let go and trust in the divine, we align ourselves with a greater intelligence that can guide us toward fulfillment and peace. Incorporate devotion into your daily life by creating a personal practice of offering your thoughts, actions, and challenges to the divine. When faced with difficulties, instead of trying to control the outcome, surrender the situation to a higher power and trust that the universe is working in your favor. You can say a simple prayer such as, I offer this to you, guide me according to your will. This practice will bring a sense of relief, trust, and inner peace. Lesson 10. Non-attachment and freedom from desires. Yogananda often spoke about the importance of cultivating non-attachment. He taught that worldly desires and attachments are the root cause of suffering. When we attach ourselves to material possessions, relationships, or outcomes, we create expectations that inevitably lead to disappointment or fear of loss. Non-attachment, however, does not mean renouncing the world. Rather, it means experiencing life fully while remaining detached from the need for specific results. In our modern world, we are constantly encouraged to pursue more wealth, more success, more recognition. Yogananda's teachings remind us that true freedom comes when we release the grip of attachment and find contentment within ourselves, independent of external circumstances. Practice non-attachment by becoming aware of areas in your life where you may be holding on too tightly. For example, if you find yourself overly concerned with the outcome of a situation, gently remind yourself that everything is temporary and beyond your control. Instead of focusing on the result, focus on your actions in the present moment. This will help you experience life more fully, without the fear of loss or disappointment. Lesson 11. Cultivating inner peace. Inner peace is one of the most valuable teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda. He believed that peace is not something we find outside of ourselves, but something we cultivate within through spiritual practices, meditation, and right living. He taught that when we develop inner peace, we can navigate the storms of life without losing our center. In today's chaotic world, finding peace can seem elusive. We are constantly bombarded with external distractions and stresses that pull us away from our inner equilibrium. However, Yogananda's teachings remind us that peace is always available to us, no matter the circumstances, if we learn to cultivate it from within. Set aside time each day to cultivate inner peace through meditation, deep breathing, or simply sitting in silence. When you feel stressed or anxious, take a few moments to breathe deeply and focus on the present moment. You can also repeat an affirmation like, "Peace is within me, and I carry it wherever I go." By regularly practicing these techniques, you will develop a calm, unshakable center that remains steady, even in challenging times. Lesson 12. Living in harmony with spiritual laws. Yogananda taught that the universe operates according to certain spiritual laws that govern all of life, such as the law of karma, the law of attraction, and the law of divine oneness. He believed that by understanding and living in harmony with these laws, we can align ourselves with the natural flow of the universe and experience greater happiness, health, and spiritual growth. In today's world, many people feel disconnected from spiritual truths and believe that success is achieved only through hard work or competition. Yogananda's teachings help us remember that when we live in harmony with spiritual laws, by practicing kindness, compassion, integrity, and faith, we attract the right circumstances, opportunities, and relationships into our lives. Reflect on the spiritual laws that resonate with you and make a conscious effort to live in alignment with them. For example, if you believe in the law of karma, focus on doing good deeds and acting with integrity in all situations. If you resonate with the law of attraction, practice visualizing positive outcomes and focusing on gratitude. By consciously aligning your thoughts, words, and actions with these universal principles, you'll find that life begins to flow more smoothly and in alignment with your highest good. Lesson 13. The path of balance and moderation. Paramahansa Yogananda often taught the importance of balance and moderation in all aspects of life. He believed that extremes, whether in spiritual practices, material pursuits, or relationships, lead to imbalance and disharmony. The key to spiritual growth, according to Yogananda, is to find a middle path where we neither indulge in excess nor deny ourselves unnecessarily. In our fast-paced society, where we are often encouraged to do more and be more, it can be easy to fall into the trap of overexertion or burnout. Yogananda's wisdom encourages us to live a life of balance, where we take time for rest, reflection, work, and play in equal measure. Evaluate the areas of your life where you may be overextending yourself, whether it's in your work, your relationships, or your spiritual practices. Make a conscious effort to bring balance into those areas by setting healthy boundaries and taking time for self-care. Remember, true growth happens when you allow yourself to rest and recharge. Lesson 14. The illusion of Maya and awakening to truth. One of Yogananda's profound teachings is the concept of Maya, the illusion that veils the true nature of reality. He taught that the material world, as we perceive it, is a reflection of a deeper, divine reality. Our senses, emotions, and ego often cloud our perception, causing us to identify with the temporary and material aspects of life, rather than the eternal and spiritual. In today's consumer-driven society, we are constantly bombarded with messages that tell us happiness comes from external possessions, achievements, or appearances. Yogananda's teachings remind us that these are illusions, and true happiness comes from awakening to the spiritual truth within. Whenever you feel overly attached to material things or external validation, take a step back and remind yourself of the temporary nature of the physical world. Spend time in meditation or contemplation, reflecting on the deeper eternal truth of your existence. This practice will help you stay grounded in spiritual reality, even in the midst of worldly distractions. And finally, Lesson 15, Seeing God in All Beings. Yogananda believed that God exists in all beings, and that true spiritual growth comes from recognizing the divine presence in everyone and everything around us. He taught that love, compassion, and kindness should not be limited to a select few, but extended to all of creation. When we see God in others, we break down the barriers of separation and experience a deep sense of unity with the world. In today's divisive world, where differences in race, religion, or beliefs often lead to conflict, Yogananda's teachings are more relevant than ever. He encourages us to see beyond these surface-level differences and recognize the divine spark within every person we meet. Make a conscious effort to see the divine in everyone you encounter, even those with whom you disagree or who challenge you. Practice kindness, patience, and compassion in all interactions. By doing so, you will cultivate a sense of oneness and harmony with the world, breaking down the illusion of separation. In conclusion, Paramahansa Yogananda's teachings are a timeless guide to spiritual awakening and inner transformation. His wisdom offers a path to self-realization, peace, and enlightenment, encouraging us to see beyond the illusions of the material world and connect with our true divine nature. As you apply these teachings to your life, remember that the journey is not about perfection, but progress. With each small step, you move closer to the realization of your oneness with the divine. Whether through meditation, devotion, non-attachment, or service, Yogananda's lessons provide a roadmap for living a life of peace, love, and spiritual fulfillment. Ultimately, Yogananda reminds us that the answers we seek are not outside of ourselves, they are within. By turning inward, we can awaken to the divine truth of who we are and live a life filled with joy, purpose, and connection to the infinite. As Yogananda so beautifully said, you realize your own divinity only by finding the divinity within everyone else.